Hello there, I'm JGames99, and this is Kerbal Space Program again. So, I have built a spaceship that is capable of getting us into space, and enough to get us into an orbit fairly close to that of the moon. Well, not close to the orbit of the moon, but it gets close to the moon. That's a success on my part, I believe. So, what I'm going to have here now is the improved version of that spacecraft, which will give me a slight more amount of thrust, leaving me with extra fuel by the time I get into space. It'll give me about whatever's left in these tanks. So let's say it'll give me half a tank more than what I had before, and then it'll just leave me with that. So I'm gonna activate all these and launch. Ooh, that weight might have affected it. Yeah, that weight's looking like it affected it a lot. I don't know. I'm actually impressed that this thing made it into the sky. I really didn't think it would make it, because, like, looking at that does not look even at all. I guess it is kind of even. It just doesn't look like it because of the way these pop out. But I don't know. I'm no expert. So, we are out of those. Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, I'm gonna restart that flight, because something appears to have exploded. Spaceships exploding is never a good sign. That's generally how you build spaceships, in fact, to not explode. So, I'm going to detach that and figure out what I did wrong with this. Maybe if I just set it lower. Like that, maybe? Then attach this. If I can grab it. Attach that like that, I suppose. I guess that could work. Okay. So, I guess we'll see if that works. Launch this again. Okay. So for this spaceship, we aren't going to get any results on this. Okay. So it appears that a third of our ship is missing. That's never something good. As a general rule of thumb, when you go into space, you want to have the entire ship on you, not just like part of it. Because only part of a ship does you no good. You gotta have the whole shebang. I just said that. Why did I just say the whole shebang? Nobody says the whole shebang. I sincerely apologize. Okay. Let's hope that works. Probably. Move that down a bit. Launch this. Some of the supports appear to have disappeared. Except that one. That was just sort of floating there. But who cares? So I'm gonna throttle all the way up here and wait for the solid rocket boosters to run out. Wow. The rocket booster at the top there is really bothering me. Because it's like bent to the side. Like these two are straight, these two are just chilling. This guy's... we don't know what's wrong with him. He's just having a party over there. Okay. So they're out of fuel. And we appear to be missing half of our rocket now. So that's not going to do us any good. Half a rocket is much less wanted than I would prefer to have an entire rocket, is what I'm getting at here. Hopefully the SAS module can help me stabilize this. Where is this SAS module dragging me to? I don't even know. So this guy's just headed straight for the ground. So hopefully we can save Jebediah Kerman. No, we cannot. Poor Jebediah. He will be missed. No, he won't. Okay, so for some reason, all of the wires I had, or not wires, struts, all the struts I had connecting this disappeared. Which is of large amount of concern. Fairly large amount. Throw that away. Throw that away. And throw that away. So that I can take that. Just connect it to there. Take that, connect it to there, take that, and connect it to there, which won't work. I have to detach this and grab this, and this thing's just absolutely terrible. I'll just connect these two normally, and then that should be on all of these. Then I can attach it to the middle one. Like that. Like that. Take away that one. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to take away that. Why is it gonna spaz out every time I try and do something? And then attach that. And then attach that to there. No? There to there. That looks fairly similar to what our original rocket design was. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to add a bit more propulsion, so that if this design actually does get us anywhere near the sky, we will have definitely enough to continue on our merry way. Sorry. Okay, so those aren't being connected. I've just decided that right now. That's not getting a connection. It's just not special enough. It doesn't deserve it. In fact, I think that there's a wire that allows me to connect all the fuel ducts. So I can just go like that on all of them. I'll just connect them like that. No. Like that, and then they're all connected or something. I don't know exactly what this will help me with. So there you go. Everything's all happy. Let's launch this. Clear launch pad and proceed. Probably should have checked the center of mass on this. Oh well. Okay. We have liftoff. Fairly smooth liftoff, if I do say so myself. Up the throttle. In fact, maybe if I don't up the throttle at first, maybe if I decouple these and then up the throttle, maybe that'll work better. I don't know. Hopefully. In theory, anyway. Up into space we go. Those run out of fuel. Decouple those. They all explode. And my spaceship becomes detached from everything else. On the bright side, we still have this portion of the spaceship. And we made it a whole that high. So that didn't go too well. Oh hey look, I can see the outside world. Wonderful, since this thing's gonna crash anyway. Turn off the SAS module. In fact, I'm gonna purposely crash this thing. Okay. Where am I going? Okay. I'm rotating. Purposely crashing things is fun. Where does that lead? Okay. So we're headed toward the ground. Oh, I missed it! Dang, I was hoping we would hit land and I would be able to see an explosion from a first-person perspective, but no, it's not gonna let that happen. Okay. This doesn't seem to be working. What's that? Parts. Action groups. Oh, what's this? Don't know what that is. Okay. This design isn't working. Because for some reason, it decided that it needs to explode. Okay. Back to the basics. Maybe if I just plunk an engine onto the bottom of it. I'll just plunk an engine onto the bottom of that. Attach it with that. Maybe that'll help. Probably not. But you know, you can always try. Actually, it would probably be more logical if I just took this entire thing and just replaced that with that. Stick another one on the bottom. And then stuck the thing onto it. Grab this. Stick him back on. Grab a structural thingy. That's floating in the sky now. Touch that, like that. And everything is happy again. Okay, that didn't work. I don't understand how these struts work. It's like half the time they don't even do anything. Well, if I do it from another angle, it works completely fine. Okay, let's try this. Yes, clear the launch pad of debris. Okay, we got Bob Kerman down here, looking excited, looking happy to be here. No, he doesn't. Okay. Activate the solid rocket boosters and start flying into the air. So everything seems to be going smoothly, like it did the first time I tried to launch the J-Games 2. And since the only difference is that I added a slight more amount of fuel, the only difference is that it might weigh a little more. Ooh. This is what it looks like from being a mosquito stuck in the middle of this. Terrifying. I'd hate to be a small animal trapped in that. Okay. Wasn't as successful as I had hoped. Maybe if I just... Maybe if I'm faster about it. And by that... I mean... If these go off at the same time as that, which causes those to decouple. I have a feeling it's all about how it's decoupling. First of all, I'm gonna do a bit of an experiment. See how high I get with the 6-hole rocket boosters, and then if everything goes wrong, I crash and don't make it into an orbit. And I'm really sad then. Okay, wait for the solid fuel rockets. All the way up. Those run out. Couple. And that worked! That was successful. So it was about how I decoupled them. I knew it. Now the only thing I'm worried about are these weighing me down. However, those seem to be running out of fuel fairly quickly, so that shouldn't really be a problem. There's still a strut connected on those. So these are going to run out of fuel any second now. And we are still perfectly straight. So, at this point, I am going to start extending my orbit. So, I'll find that. Wait for me to get out of the atmosphere. Those are bothering me. Get rid of it. Okay. Have these liquid fuel things broken? It's a bit unsettling. Okay. So that may be a problem. So, I'm going to turn off my SAS module and send myself down at an angle. Stop my rotation, first of all. Okay, get that like that. Oh. Apparently my liquid fuel rockets were running that entire time. Okay. So this probably isn't gonna go well. So once this thing crashes... Okay, that's J-Games 1. It's the moon. J-Games 2. I like how the J-Games 2 covers both of the orbits. Like, if you look at it, it orbits as far away as my second moon does. And also at the same time closer than the first moon does. Yeah, that's not working. Maybe if I point it up a little. Yeah, like that. Maybe that'll do it quicker. Doesn't seem to be doing it quicker, to be honest. Now what I want to figure out is that, like, inside the vehicle creation thing, I saw a bunch of, like, docking things, so I wonder if I stuck one of the things that lets you dock onto, like, the bottom of this, so that decouples that, and then this part stays and is still open. If I can get that into orbit, then get one with a sort of attachment thing onto it, then get another thing in the exact same orbit as it, would that allow me to, what's it called? Would that let me attach those two and use the fuel from the first rocket? Because if it does, then I figured out how to get this thing into orbit. Okay. So this ship has been a failure. And I totally didn't mean to go that far. However, we are now on a field trip to the other side of Kerbal. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. This is now a plane, I've decided. So, we go for re-entry to the atmosphere. And here we are inside the atmosphere. So what I'm going to do is, just for fun, rotate that so it's horizontal, and then just throttle up. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, we're out of fuel. And are quickly descending into the earth. So, I'm going to release my parachute, which will hopefully slow me down enough to the point where I can, you know, not crash. Doesn't look like it's gonna. Let's zoom as far out as possible and just look up at me. Oh hey, there's the moon. Here I come. Using physics warp can affect the strip. Be careful using it with large ships. Okay. So, as you can see here, we appear to have crashed on the other side of the Earth. That didn't go how I expected it would go.